Eden Hazard had called out the game against Club Brugge as being a big one for himself personally and for the team. In the end, it was very close to being a disaster. Ali, I know that you've already had your criticism of Hazard and the fact that time is very short for him. Does the morning after give you any semblance of a little bit more patience for him, or is he going to be going into work thinking, you know what, I'm not sure that this place is for me?
Well, he shouldn't be thinking that way, because if that's the attitude he's taking, then he might as well just not come into work. My issue with Eden Hazard is that as we address his early struggles, there's a lot of people out there that, in sort of an apology for him, would say things like, well, he's not quite fit. He's not quite ready yet. Well, whose responsibility is it to come into camp fit, to come into your season ready to go? And some would say, well, maybe he has this extra load of work, he had an injury, he did this, he did that. I can just tell you, let's go back to the last player who wore that number 7 for Real Madrid, and the standard by which Eden Hazard is evaluated, and that is Cristiano Ronaldo. Have you ever, and I mean ever, questioned the fitness of Cristiano Ronaldo at any point in his career? Some would argue he has been the best player in the planet alongside Lionel Messi for the last decade. And if he, at that standard, at that sort of level of productivity, he cares enough about himself and about his body and about his presence and about his job and about his craft, that he shows up in shape and ready to go every single time, and that's good enough for Cristiano Ronaldo, it should be good enough for Eden Hazard.
There are a whole host of problems at Real Madrid. And the problem, essentially, with the fan base is that the hardcore fans aren't interested in anything other than the structure of the club functioning, i.e., that the players that they buy are the best in the world, ready to go, top rung of the ladder. Secondly, that the coach is able to compete successfully in every competition that they go into. And third, that the players themselves confirm their reputations as being the world's best every single week. That is the high standard by which he's judged, isn't it? And that is why, essentially, after 7 or 8 games, everyone's jumping on the bandwagon and saying, this guy, this place might not be for him.
Well, but that's something that Eden Hazard would have known before he even made a decision to say, you know, my time at Chelsea is over, I need to go elsewhere, my dream is to go to Real Madrid. Okay. And you earn, as Eden Hazard has done in the past, you earn this opportunity because of your play, because of what you have done. This opportunity isn't just given to guys like Eden Hazard. The opportunity has come about because he has been one of the best players in the world over the last few years. So, here it is. Here's your dream. Here's your chance. Here's your opportunity. And you're going to show up out of shape. You're going to show up overweight. That's not a good start. It's not a good place to start with. And when you think about you're trying to make an impression, and you have to be mindful of the shoes that you're filling in. You're coming in, essentially taking the place of Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, we can try to sort of explain it away in different ways and shapes and forms. No. People are going to say, who was playing on the left-hand side for us a couple of years ago? Who was that guy? Who was the number 7? Well, that's Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, Eden Hazard is going to be the solution to a problem. We didn't have this guy last year. He's going to answer a lot of questions. Well, so far, it's been more questions than answers. And if you couple that with the fact that Real Madrid has had a sort of start and stop kind of start of the season, then you have to believe that the fans that have those high standards, sometimes ridiculously high standards, are saying, wait a minute, this is not the guy we signed. This is not what we signed up for. This is not what we wanted. This is not what we were sold. Well, wait a minute. He's supposed to be Cristiano? Well, he's not.
Right.
Nowhere near. And regardless of what we think of Cristiano Ronaldo, we know one thing. In that moment, when those lights came on, he was ready to go. And he would love and rise above that pressure and say, yeah, I'm right here, people. That's right. Look at me. I'm the guy. There's no problem with me. I'm going to deliver for you, and I'm going to love every minute of it. And you're going to, by the way, you're going to love me. And sometimes I'm gonna throw my arms up in the air, and you're gonna hate it. But guess what? I'm gonna score the game winner, and you're gonna love me again. This is not happening right now with Eden Hazard, and it's an unfair standard. But the truth is that what you want to see from him is, okay, take somebody on. Well, that's not happening either. Score a goal. That's not happening. Create a chance. That's not happening. So the longer this goes on, I can tell you with certainty that shirt is going to get tighter and tighter for Eden Hazard. And it's not because he's overweight. That shirt is already tight because he came in overweight. But it's going to get tighter and tighter because that pressure is not going to go away. It's not. It's going to continue to build, and it's going to get to the moment that when he touches the ball, Santiago Bernabeu is going to start booing. That's what has happened in the past to other players that have not delivered. Even guys who have scored incredible goals in a Champions League final like Gareth Bale, against Liverpool, and the way that he did. Yep. Even that guy, who has scored in big moments, Copa del Rey, and this play and that play, has had just very important singular moments for Real Madrid. That guy gets booed. You just came in 7 and 8 games in, and you're still telling me, well, I'm just trying to get into the rhythm of, I'm trying to work some things out. No. It's time to work things out on the field. It's time to produce. It's time to deliver. The time for trying to work things out, that's done. That's game over. Nobody's waiting anymore. It's time for the Eden Hazard to be the Eden Hazard that he was at Chelsea. And has to do it this week, next week, the week after that, and a decade from now.
Yeah.
That's the standard that he has to match. Impossible, perhaps. Eden Hazard should be better than what he has been.
Well, Hazard will wish that he could just throw a switch in the game against Granada coming up at the weekend in the league. First against second, it'll be a great time to do it. But as Ale says, it's got to happen every single week at Real Madrid for him to get that pressure off his back.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPNFC 7 days a week, subscribe to ESPN+.